more than 1/3 of the food produced is thrown away. This happens at markets, retailers, restaurants, and in our homes, and it is unacceptable. Before thinking of ways to produce more food for our growing populations, we should first waste less, now. Food packed in steel means food that was picked at the height of freshness, retaining a maximum of nutrients. It also means minimal loss during transport and handling, portion-sized packs, and the longest shelf life of any packaging material. In other words, steel packaging helps save food and reduce waste from farm to fork.
Yeah, thanks for giving. Explain. Oh, okay. I checked with somebody from NSDL if we can see it. No. Okay, so okay, all right.
of a circular economy is quite simple. It is a generic term for an industrial economy that is producing no waste and no pollution by design or intention. A circular economy saves resources, reduces emissions, and is good for the economy. But did you know that for some packaging, the circular economy is already here? You probably know steel as the packaging material which best protects and preserves its contents, whose portion sizes, long shelf life, and ambient storage all contribute to reducing waste. Steel is a permanent material that can be recycled over and over again without losing its inherent properties, making it a model material for the circular economy. Steel is remarkably easy to separate from any waste stream thanks to its unique magnetic properties. And because steel scrap is an inherent part of the production process for new steel, every single steel plant is also a recycling plant. Saving resources, energy and emissions by recycling steel. The top steel recycling countries across Europe already average over 90% recycling between them, so we know it can be done. Steel for packaging, forging a path to a more circular economy.
More than 1/3 of the food produced is thrown away. This happens at markets, retailers, restaurants, and in our homes, and it is unacceptable. Before thinking of ways to produce more food for our growing populations, we should first waste less, now. Food packed in steel means food that was picked at the height of freshness, retaining a maximum of nutrients. It also means minimal loss during transport and handling, portion-sized packs, and the longest shelf life of any packaging material. In other words, steel packaging helps save food and reduce waste from farm to fork.
The concept of a circular economy is quite simple. It is a generic term for an industrial economy that is producing no waste and no pollution by design or intention. A circular economy saves resources, reduces emissions, and is good for the economy. But did you know that for some packaging, the circular economy is already here? You probably know steel as the packaging material which best protects and preserves its contents, whose portion sizes, long shelf life, and ambient storage all contribute to reducing waste. Steel is a permanent material that can be recycled over and over again without losing its inherent properties, making it a model material for the circular economy. Steel is remarkably easy to separate from any waste stream thanks to its unique magnetic properties. And because steel scrap is an inherent part of the production process for new steel, every single steel plant is also the recycling plant, saving resources, energy and emissions by recycling steel. The top steel recycling countries across Europe already average over 90% recycling between them, so we know it can be done. Steel for packaging, forging a path to a more circular economy.
More than 1/3 of the food produced is thrown away. This happens at markets, retailers, restaurants, and in our homes, and it is unacceptable. Before thinking of ways to produce more food for our growing populations, we should first waste less, now. Food packed in steel means food that was picked at the height of freshness, retaining a maximum of nutrients. It also means minimal loss during transport and handling, portion-sized packs, and the longest shelf life of any packaging material. In other words, steel packaging helps save food and reduce waste from farm to fork.
concept of a circular economy is quite simple. It is a generic term for an industrial economy that is producing no waste and no pollution by design or intention. A circular economy saves resources, reduces emissions, and is good for the economy. But did you know that for some packaging, the circular economy is already here? You probably know steel as the packaging material which best protects and preserves its contents, whose portion sizes, long shelf life, and ambient storage all contribute to reducing waste. Steel is a permanent material that can be recycled over and over again without losing its inherent properties, making it a model material for the circular economy. Steel is remarkably easy to separate from any waste stream thanks to its unique magnetic properties. And because steel scrap is an inherent part of the production process for new steel, every single steel plant is also the recycling plant, saving resources, energy and emissions by recycling steel. The top steel recycling countries across Europe already average over 90% recycling between them, so we know it can be done. Steel for packaging, forging a path to a more circular economy.
More than 1/3 of the food produced is thrown away. This happens at markets, retailers, restaurants, and in our homes, and it is unacceptable. Before thinking of ways to produce more food for our growing populations, we should first waste less, now. Food packed in steel means food that was picked at the height of freshness, retaining a maximum of nutrients. It also means minimal loss during transport and handling, portion-sized packs, and the longest shelf life of any packaging material. In other words, steel packaging helps save food and reduce waste from farm to fork.
of a circular economy is quite simple. It is a generic term for an industrial economy that is producing no waste and no pollution by design or intention. A circular economy saves resources, reduces emissions, and is good for the economy. But did you know that for some packaging, the circular economy is already here? You probably know steel as the packaging material which best protects and preserves its contents, whose portion sizes, long shelf life, and ambient storage all contribute to reducing waste. Steel is a permanent material that can be recycled over and over again without losing its inherent properties, making it a model material for the circular economy. Steel is remarkably easy to separate from any waste stream thanks to its unique magnetic properties. And because steel scrap is an inherent part of the production process for new steel, every single steel plant is also a recycling plant, saving resources, energy and emissions by recycling steel. The top steel recycling countries across Europe already average over 90% recycling between them, so we know it can be done. Steel for packaging, forging a path to a more circular economy.
Dear shareholders, good morning. Welcome to the extraordinary general meeting of the Tinplate Company of India Limited. This meeting is being conducted over audiovisual means. My name is Kaushik Seal. I am the company secretary of the company. I would like to take you through certain details relating to your participation at this meeting. The facility of joining the EGM through audiovisual means is being made available for members on first-come, first-served basis. The members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute mode by the host to avoid any disturbance arising from background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once we commence the Q&A session, the chairman will sequentially announce the name of the shareholders who have conveyed their desire to speak at this meeting. Upon being called, the host will give appropriate access to the concerned shareholders to speak. Before you commence speaking, please be mindful of the following. Use earphones so that the narrative is clearly audible to all participants. Remember to minimize noise in the background. Ensure that you have a strong Wi-Fi connection and the same is not connected to other devices. Ensure that no other background applications are running on the device that you are connected from. And remember to switch on the video and ensure that you have adequate background lighting at your place. If you are unable to join the video, If you are ensure that no other background applications are running on the device that you are connected from, and remember that to switch on the video and ensure that you have adequate background lighting at your place. If you are unable to join the video for any reason, request you to speak through the audio means. If the speaker shareholder has a connectivity problem, we will call the next speaker to join. Once the connectivity improves, the speaker shareholder may again be called to speak after all other registered shareholders have spoken. We request the speaker shareholders to please limit their speech to 3 minutes. During the course of the EGM, shareholders facing technical issues may kindly contact the helpline number provided in the notice of EGM. Further, as you are aware, the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015 provide for electronic voting. Accordingly, the company provided to its members the facility to cast their vote through the remote electronic voting system administered by NSDL. Facility for voting at the meeting is being made available for those members who have not cast their votes through the remote electronic voting system and are participating in this meeting. This remote electronic voting system will be made available during this meeting once announced by the chairman. Members who have not yet cast their vote and wish to do so may please visit NSDL's e-voting website and cast their vote, while continuing to watch the proceedings of the meeting. Mr. Ikela, Practicing Company Secretary, has been appointed as the scrutinizer to scrutinize the votes cast at the meeting and through remote e-voting. Since the EGM is being held through audiovisual means and the resolutions forming part of the notice convening this meeting have already been put to vote through the remote e-voting, the practice of proposing and seconding of resolution is not required and will not be followed. Thank you. Over to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Kaushik, and good morning, shareholders. I hope you and your family members are safe and in good health. I welcome you all to the extraordinary general meeting of the company. As the requisite quorum is present, I call the meeting to order. I now call on the directors who are on the video conference to introduce themselves. I request Dr. Shogota Ray to introduce himself.
Independent director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my residence in Kolkata. I am the chairman of the Audit Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and also the member of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and Risk Management Committee of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. B.N. Samal.
Good morning, everyone. I am B.N. Samal, Independent Director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my residence in Bhubaneswar. I am the chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee and a member of the Audit Committee of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Shashikant Mudgal.
Director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my place of stay in Bangalore. I am the chairman of the Risk Management Committee and a member of the Audit Committee and of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Rupali Basu.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rupali Basu, Independent Director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my office in Kolkata. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Atri Sanya. Atri, you're on mute. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Atri Sanyal, Non-Executive Director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my office at Kolkata. I'm member of the Audit Committee and Corporate Social Responsibility Committee of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rajiv Singhal.
Singhal, Non-Executive Director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my office at Calcutta. I'm the chairman of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee and a member of the Risk Management Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I now call on the Managing Director of the company, who is also on video conference, to introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. I'm R.N. Murthy, Managing Director of the company, attending the extraordinary general meeting from my office in Kolkata. I'm also a member of the Stakeholder Relationship Committee, Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, and Risk Management Committee of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I request the Chief Financial Officer of the company to introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. I am Saurabh Agrawal, the Chief Financial Officer of the company. I am attending the extraordinary general meeting of the company from my office at Jamshedpur. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like to welcome the company's union representatives to the meeting. We value their contribution in maintaining industrial harmony at the company's establishment and thank them for their steady support and hard work. Today we have with us Mr. Parvinder Singh, Deputy President, the Golmuri Tinplate Workers Union, Jamshedpur, Mr. Manoj Kumar Singh, General Secretary, the Golmuri Tinplate Workers Union, Jamshedpur, Mr. Shaki Gopal Pal, President, the Tinplate Company of India Employees Union, Kolkata, Ms. Pradipta Ghatak, General Secretary, the Tinplate Company of India Limited Employees Union, Kolkata. Mr. Rajiv Chatterjee and Mr. Ashish Vyas, representatives of Pricewaterhouse and Company, Chartered Accountants LLP, the statutory auditors of the company, Mr. Kunal Banerjee, representing Mrs. Shom and Banerjee, the cost auditors of the company, and Mr. A.K. Lab, representing A.K. Lab and Company, the secretarial auditors of the company, and the scrutinizers for electronic voting are also attending the meeting. Due to the COVID-19 restriction, lockdowns, and social distancing norms, we are holding this EGM through audiovisual means. This format is in compliance with the directions of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. A live streaming of this meeting is also made available through the website of NSDL. The company has taken the requisite steps to enable the shareholders to participate and vote on the items being considered at this meeting. The company has received one letter along with board resolution from a corporate shareholder appointing and authorizing a representative under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013 in respect of 7,84,57,640 equity shares, representing 74.96% of the total voting capital. Since the physical attendance of shareholders is dispensed with, the requirement of appointing proxies is not applicable. Shareholders who have not cast their vote earlier through the remote e-voting can do so during the course of the meeting through remote e-voting facilities. Before we proceed, I would like to share my thoughts on the business to be transacted at this meeting and the proposed resolutions that have been put to vote. Your board has placed 6 resolutions at this meeting for your approval. These are pertaining to 1. Reappointment of Mr. Shashikant Modgal as the independent director of the company. 2. Increasing in the borrowing limits of the company. 3. Power to create charge on the assets of the company to secure borrowings. 4. Approval of material related party transactions with Tata Steel relating to loan and intercorporate deposits. 5. Approval of material related party transactions with Tata Steel Limited relating to availing of its non-fund based banking facilities. And 6. Approval of material related party transaction with Tata Steel during financial year 22-23 relating to operating transactions. Members may please note that Mr. Shashikant Modgal was appointed as an independent director of the company for a term of 5 years, effective April 21, 2017 to April 20, 2022. During his tenure as an independent director, Mr. Modgal has immensely contributed to the board and the committee's deliberations. Based on the recommendations of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and pursuant to the performance evaluation of Mr. Shashikant Modgal as a member of the board and committees, his background, experience, and contribution to the board and committee deliberations, the leadership he provides to the company by adding significant value in the areas of strategy, operations, technology, finance, governance, and regulatory affairs, and that his continued association would be beneficial to the company, the board at its meeting held on January 14, 2022, proposed to recommend to the shareholders the reappointment of Mr. Modgal as an independent director of the company for a second term commencing April 21st, 2022 through January 31st, 2024. I am confident that you will vote enthusiastically to reappoint Mr. Modgal. The resolutions at item numbers 2 to 6 are also placed for your consideration to undertake the day-to-day operations of the company and to fund the expansion proposal in adherence to the statutory requirements. I seek your support in approving these resolutions. I thank each of you for having faith and confidence in the company and appreciate your continued support to the company and the management. Since the notice is already circulated to all shareholders, I take the notice convening this meeting as read. I now request Mr. R.N. Murthy, the Managing Director, to make a presentation on the long-term strategic direction of your company. Thank you. Over to you, R.N.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Once again, the story of Tinplate over the last 100 years has really been one of identifying market opportunities and setting up facilities of the right size and appropriate technology depending on the market and customer needs. So what started off in 1922 as a hot dip tinplate line for making kerosene cans has now become a 380,000 ton line. We have two such lines operating at high speeds, servicing markets in India and abroad. Our strategic position and objectives have been reasonably consistent over a period of time. We have been a market leader for over 100 years, and it is our ambition to stay number one in the country. Operational excellence based on TPM principles will continue to be the basis of operations. We have continuously debottlenecked capacity so as to enhance output from the existing facility. And as and when we have reached the capacity and the market demands, we are ready to invest for growth. Your company has been a market leader and is a supplier of choice to many marquee customers. We sell directly to customers like Adani Wilmar, Cargill, Bunge, Imami Group of edible oil. Some of our marquee customers include Nestle, Amul, Pepsi, Kingfisher, who buy cans from our customers. We also have a very strong customer base in the markets of Europe, Southeast Asia, Middle East, besides neighboring countries of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Lanka. Our exports has been traditionally about 20% of our production capacity. Last year, we achieved the full capacity of 380,000 tons. At the same time, our prime yield has improved and customer complaints has been at its lowest ever. Consequently, our sales has been its highest ever, with exports touching almost 100,000 tons. A result of all these performances meant that customer satisfaction has further gone up and we are significantly above competition. The operational performance supported by sales has ensured that we have had a sound financial year and we are now well placed for growth. Our market study shows that tinplate demand is currently at about 630,000 tons per annum. It has rebounded well from the COVID slowdown, and we expect it to touch a figure of 1 million tons by FY27, driven basically by increased urbanization, nuclearization of families, women at work, and convenience-driven consumption. Moreover, the increasing drive towards sustainability makes tinplate a packaging medium of choice for many of our customers. With this background, your board had approved in August 2021 an expansion project of 300,000 tons. This facility will be located in Jamshedpur, adjacent to our existing facility. Given the benefits of sharing resources, including manpower, it will have the latest technologies so as to meet customer requirements of today and tomorrow, both in domestic and international markets. The project has an overall cost of almost 2,200 crores, including interest during construction and GST. Given the size of the investment, it is important for TCL to have financial closure at the shortest possible time, flexible terms, and a repayment profile as per our business requirements. It is therefore proposed that the company avails corporate deposits, a loan from Tata Steel towards this purpose. The balance amount of about 500 to 600 crores will be served by internal accruals. To summarize, our company has a legacy of leadership spanning a century. We have a loyal workforce with rich experience and tacit knowledge, which is able to operate a very specialized tinning line to its full capacities. We are ideally positioned in Jamshedpur to serve Indian and international markets, which are growing, backed by strong customer relationships. Tinplate is the key product for many flat product mills, given its value addition and the stable demand it has over the years. And therefore, our tinplate growth plan has been strongly aligned with Tata Steel downstream facility. And our supplies of hot rolled coils will be from Tata Steel's facilities at Jamshedpur and Kalinganagar. It is our vision that post this 300,000 ton expansion to put up another 300,000 ton facility so as to be a 1 million ton player in the future. Thank you, and over to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Aaron, for the presentation. I now call upon the shareholders who have registered to speak. As the company secretary highlighted, please keep your comments brief and focused for up to 3 minutes. Look forward to your support and cooperation. May I now first invite Mr. Ashit Kumar Pathak to be the speaker.
Mr. Pathak, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello. Hello. Hello,
Yes.
sir. I am audible, sir.
Yes,
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes. Very good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, Company Secretary, fellow members, joining at the EGM of Tinplate Company of India Limited. My name is Ashit Kumar Pathak, member attending through VC from Damdam, Kolkata. The excellent representation by Mr. R.N. Murthy, I noted all the valuable points. And next, thanks to Company Secretary Mr. Kaushik Shil and Secretariat Department for sending me the notice of EGM very well in advance and allow me to speak. Overall, the very excellent rendering service to from Secretariat Department. Also, thanks Mrs. Shushweta Das for nicely cooperated for attendance. Sir, I have already successfully casted by voting for the 6 resolutions mentioned in the notice of EGM. Apart from this, I have some views which I like to share. Number 1, resolution 2, the increase of borrowing limits, money from the banks is one of the simplest way. This is my view. Also, there is advantage funds to grow, and also there remains a disadvantage cash flow limitations and long-term commitment. So power to create on the asset of the company to secure borrowings from bank is the simplest way. This is my first view I like to share here. Resolution 4, it mentioned approval of material related transactions with Tata Steel Limited. As a loan mentioned, maximum value rupees 1,900 crores. It mentioned in multiple tranches during financial year 22-23, 23-24, and 24-25. My view is that the probable related, if possible, throw some highlights. Also for ICD, rupees 100 crores. Resolution 5, it mentioned approval of material related party transaction with Tata Steel Limited. Availing Tata Steel Limited's non-fund based banking facility, it mentioned up to rupees 1,300 crores. If possible, throw some highlights for this approval and entire benefits to my company regarding credit facility with minimum cost of funds. If possible, throw some highlights. Next, sir, next 1 point, sir. 1 minute. Sir, in financial year 22, but not in the list, the Board of Directors recommended dividend rupees 4 end of 31st March 2022. Excellent financial year, financial result, financial year 22. Total income 4,290 crores against 2,306 crores. EPS gone highly, abrupt highly, 33.72 against 9.38 financial year 21. And net profit 353 crores, 90 against 98 crores. And book value also 114 crores. And share price is abruptly, nicely achievable 435. My view is that the Tinplate can independently, year on year, in good, excellent financial performance platforms. So, by the leadership of our respected chairman, and also rewarding with good dividend to members with capital appreciation. Sir, finally, Tinplate is the subsidiary of Tata Steel Limited with 74.96% stakeholding. My view is that in future, any chance to merge Tinplate with Tata Steel Long Products, please possible throw some highlights and nothing to say more. Praying to God for everybody good health and the successful proceedings the Tinplate of Company Limited. And I feel proud to be member of this company. Thanking you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pathak. May I now request Mr. Aspi Bisania?
Mr. Bisania, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Chairman, sir, can you see me and hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, Aspi.
I welcome you, Mr. Chatterjee, as the chairman of a company meeting, EGM, and I'm sure you will contribute a lot for the company. Sir, in the domestic tinplate market, our share is 39%. Who holds the balance? And how much percentage are imports? So, our capex for expansion will be 2,254 crores. So, why only 500 crore from internal accruals? Why not more? Because we already have more than 500 crores as on 31st March, and we'll get 3 years cash flows. So, why do you want to borrow at the cost of paying interest? Why not a small rights issue rather than debt? And why should we pay 10.76% interest to Tata Steel for loans? Our finance cost was for Q4 was only 1.71 crore. I'm sure we can get bank loans cheaper than 10.76%. So last year we had given 2 rupees dividend. Why rupees 4 this year? When we have such a big expansion, I understand the profits are higher. But then you could have curtailed the dividend to 2 rupees and we could have saved 21 crores in the bargain. So inventories as at March 22 has shot up from 269 crore to 428 crore. However, thanks to our chairman paying from Tata Steel on time, receivables have reduced from 75 to 53 crores. The Q4 performance was excellent. Can we maintain this performance for current year also? Do you see tin prices increasing, decreasing, or remaining stable in the current year? So I would request you to continue with the VC meets in future also, even when physical meets start. So as asked by my predecessor, any proposal to merge this company with Tata Steel? Thank you, sir, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Aspi. Our next speaker, Mr. Yusuf Rangwala.
Mr. Rangwala, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello, good morning, sir. Can you hear my voice, sir? Hello, good morning, sir. I'm speaking from Mumbai. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I'm very thankful to our excellent secretary team, Mr. Kaushik, sir, and Sumita Das, madam. उनका भी फोन आया सर वेदर मॉर्निंग इफ यू आर नॉट ज्वाइनिंग इफ यू हैव ए प्रॉब्लम सर वी आर वेरी हैप्पी एंड वी आर वेरी लकी टू हैव जस्ट लाइक एक्सीलेंट कंपनी व्हिच बिलोंग टू आवर टाटा ग्रुप सर सर आपने सर ओपनिंग स्पीच ओपनिंग हाफ एन आवर में आपने सब एक्सप्लेन किया वी आर हैविंग अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्लांट एट जमशेदपुर एंड वी आर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वी आर आवर क्लाइंट नेस्ले अमूल अडानी देयर आर सो मेनी कंपनीज आर सीइंग दिस video. I'm very happy and I'm very proud to be of this excellent huge company, sir. But market is at 235. You're given a 4 rupee dividend, sir. That is a very handsome and very good, sir. And as I voted for all the 6 resolutions, sir, in the favor, sir. My full support for the 6 resolutions, sir. And sir, there are some normal queries, sir. Can I go, sir? Normal, sir. Sir, COVID-19 affected total number of staff. Anyone is affected, sir, I would like to know. And sir, this COVID-19, what your CR activities, sir, you help, sir, I would like to know in this COVID-19, sir. And nothing more to add. Sir, Kaushik, sir, मेरा एक humble request है, sir. हो सके तो मेरा मोबाइल पे अपना कंपनी का सर फैक्ट्री का प्रोडक्शन कैसा होता है सर कैन यू सेंड ऑन माय ईमेल सर माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट अदरवाइज सर कौशिक सर और अदरवाइज चेयरमैन सर मिस्टर Mr. R.N. Murthy, sir, my humble request. Now it is COVID-19 in control, sir. If you keep a visit in month of July or to August, because आपका जो जमशेदपुर में सर आपका फैक्ट्री है ना, वहाँ पे there are so many old Tata Group companies, sir. My humble request. If you arrange a visit for 2 days, sir, I would like to see the factory visit, sir. I would like to see how this teamwork is going on, sir. If possible, sir, my humble request. And nothing more to add. Sir, my good wishes for all the festival and nothing more to add. Sir, can you start my video, sir? Can you see me? Hello, can you see me, sir? I will start my video. See me, sir? Yes, sir.
I can see you. I can hear you.
From Mumbai. Nothing more to it. Sir, Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai. Jai Hind, sir. And sir, morning, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rangwala. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta.
Mr. Gupta, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Manoj.
Good morning, respected chairman. Good morning, respected chairman, board of directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I am equity shareholder of Tinplate company. Sir, I thanks to your company secretary and his team, especially the one lady Susmita Das, that who has coordinate with us to join this meeting and who has helped us to join this. I strongly support all the resolutions with a belief that company will more progress in future under your leadership and Mr. Murthy as a dynamic MD. And sir, but just I request that keep it independent and do not merge with any other company, sir. Keep it independent, and we are strongly support this resolution. And sir, interest rate is high, 10.76%. Think about that for future, that how we can reduce the interest burden. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj. Mr. Taraknath Chakravarti.
Mr. Chakrabarti, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
Directors, independent directors, and our valuable company secretarial department, very good coordinated, our minority shareholder, all time our message, our website is proper time delivered. Our relationship minority shareholder are very good. Not only that, company Tinplate is a oldest gold company in Calcutta. Register office in Calcutta, corporate office is Calcutta, is 108 years is running company. But my point is that's the arrange of EGM, mainly purpose of company, the expansion of land and company arrange to our mother concern is Tata Steel to loan burden too much higher provision this year over 2,000 crore. Naturally, we are supporting to your all our purpose. But minority shareholder are deprived is long time, Mr. Chairman. 100 years is centenary, no issue of right or bonus. And only for 2, 3, 4 rupees you are paying the company dividend. But reserve capital is huge. I request you at least arrange one right or one issue of bonus. The minority shareholder, it is my proposal, take decision is board. Second thing, sir, our Indian website video conferencing is proper time we are delivered past the COVID all matters. But now is all open is normally day after day is growing the lifestyle structure of social. Naturally, our request coming 2022 is annual general meeting is physical. But I studied to the pointing the company today, EGM is much disturb the company website department. Sir, we are minority shareholder. Our are not a spend of money, the big laptop or Wi-Fi and other thing, link joining our personal home. So, but our very ordinary one
one thing is a very small our phone, and there is use is long time. There is program of meeting and the searching of our company, all our message and reporting is very difficult. At least our request and minority shareholder is joining the company board meeting and arrange the speaking. Sir, hard copies, one annual report is before AGM is arranged. The sending is personal, my delivered in home is very nice. Thank you all member. Thank you our company chairman, board of directors and valuable share department, madam. And you are joining the Cisco Abex, arrange the video conferencing member. Keep safe your life, and after that you started the war. We are pray the God. Company 22 is a better performing, better pay. The dividend declaration already has started, and now I request is this year arrange the board meeting, annual general meeting is physical. Thank you, Chairman, sir. I speaking from Calcutta.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chakravarti. Mr. Sujan Modak.
Mr. Modak, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello, you can hear me? Hello, sir, you can hear me?
Yes,
yeah.
very well.
Yeah, okay, sir. I'm keeping the video off purposefully because of some problem may occur. Good morning.
No
Namaskar, and good morning, sir. I'm Sujan Modak. I'm getting connected and talking to you, sir, from my residence in Kolkata. Sir, before I ask any questions, I'd like to say that we, the shareholders, have total faith on this company. Moreover, the faith, the love, the affection with Tata Group and Tinplate, it's immense. We cannot express it. This is fantastic company, and sir, you are running the show very nicely, sir. We love you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, pandemic situation has gone, lockdown is over, and our company is really doing fantastic. But war has come. So I would like to know what is the effect, if any, on our company because of the war in Ukraine. Mr. Murthy, thank you, sir. You have explained everything. Sir, questions before it is being asked, answer we received from your side. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, before I finish, I'd like to say that I've already done my e-voting and I really support it. And it is a very strong, very efficient, result-oriented and focused management. So there's no dispute. And so already done the voting, sir. What is the roadmap for next 2 to 3 years? If you can please take the trouble to say us. And before I finish, I'd like to really thank from this platform, Mr. Kaushik Sheel, our company secretary, and his department. They are doing fantastic job, spot on. It's no black dots. Especially Mr. Susheta Das, Miss Susheta Das. She also got connected with us. I don't know if I taken the name properly, Miss Das. So we are really happy and thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Modak, for your comments. May I now invite Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf.
Mr. Saraf, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
हाँ जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
एक मिनट सर वीडियो ऑन कर रहा हूँ मैं. एक मिनट. हाँ जी नमस्कार. माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, उपस्थित निदेशक सदस्यगण, मेरे शेयरहोल्डर भाइयों बहनों, मेरा नाम संतोष कुमार सराफ. सर्वप्रथम आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. आशा करता हूँ आप हमारे जितने डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं और जितने भी कर्मचारी आज इस वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग में प्रेजेंट हैं, वह और उनकी फैमिली अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होगी. सर मेरे पहले वक्ताओं ने काफी प्रश्न किए हैं, मर्जर के बारे में पूछा है, डिविडेंड के लिए भी थैंक्स दिया है और नाना रकम चीजें पूछी है। तो मैं ज्यादा नहीं, मेरे एक या दो छोटे से प्रश्न सर। ये अभी गवर्नमेंट ने अनाउंस किया है प्रिकॉशन डोज यानी बूस्टर डोज के लिए, उसके लिए कंपनी ने क्या कदम उठाने का विचार किया है? जो अपने कर्मचारी हैं उनकी फैमिली के लिए क्या कंपनी इस तरह का कोई प्रोग्राम कर रही है या इंसेंटिव ले रही है जिससे उन सभी को बूस्टर डोज लग जाए, उनकी फैमिली को, और जो भी हमारे फ्रंट वर्कर है उनकी फैमिली को भी लग जाए? ऐसा कोई विचार है तो बताइएगा सर। और जो खर्चा 386 रुपया पर डोज का लगेगा, ये क्या कंपनी ये संबट करने की विचार कर रही है? इसके बारे में बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। एक सर मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि ये जो फिजिकल मीटिंग है इसको नहीं करके अगर वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग अपने करते हैं तो शायद बहुत अच्छा होगा। अभी मैंने सुना आसमी आपको बॉम्बे से, रंगावाला बॉम्बे से, और हम भी मतलब मैं आज बंगलोर में हूँ, बंगलोर से मीटिंग अटेंड कर रहा हूँ। ये सिर्फ पॉसिबल है सिर्फ वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के कारण। इसके अलावा आपके डायरेक्टर भी हैं और विभिन्न जगह से ये मीटिंग अटेंड कर रहे हैं, अदरवाइज सबको कलकत्ता आना पड़ता और मीटिंग अटेंड करनी पड़ती। ये काफी तकलीफ वाली बात होती सर। तो मैं चाहूंगा फ्यूचर में आप गवर्नमेंट को रिक्वेस्ट करिए, हम भी करते हैं कि ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग चालू रहे। अगर फिजिकल मीटिंग होती भी है तो 15 से 20 मिनट के लिए वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग अवश्य रखे, जिससे पान इंडिया में जो अपने शेयर होल्डर हैं, कई शेयर होल्डर आपके फॉरेन में भी होंगे, वो भी इस मीटिंग को अटेंड कर सके या सुन सके सर। ये आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है सर। और ज्यादा समय नहीं लेते हुए 2022 और 23 के फाइनेंशियल की शुभकामना आप ही जितने डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी अधिकारी हैं, जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी हैं, उनके परिवार को देता हूँ। भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ भगवान ये फाइनेंशियल 2022-23 जो लास्ट ईयर अपना कष्ट में गया, ये 22-23 सबके लिए हेल्दी वेल्दी प्रोस्पेरस और सेफ्टी के साथ देती तो, और जब हम दोबारा मिले तो हंसी मुख के साथ में मिले, ये मेरी प्रार्थना है। धन्यवाद सर। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you so much. Next speaker is Mr. Bimal Krishna Sarkar.
Mr. Sarkar, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, very much. Yes, go ahead.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, अन्य डायरेक्टर बृंद, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी सुचेता मैडम और वर्कर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव उपस्थित जो है शेयर होल्डर सर, पहले मैं कौशिक जी को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। उन्होंने बहुत पहले नोटिस भेज दिया है और पहले से ही मैं लोगों को अलर्ट कर देते हैं कि कैसे क्या घुसना है, क्या करना है, कोई हेल्प चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए। तो हम लोगों के साथ गुड रिलेशन रखते हैं, उनको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सुचेता मैडम आपको भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ और बहुत कोऑपरेट किया है। सर, यूनियन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जो प्रेजेंट है उन लोगों को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। आप लोग कंपनी का एम्प्लॉय जो है वो पिलर होता है। आप लोग कंपनी को बहुत सहयोग दे रहे हैं और हमारा कंपनी आगे बढ़ रहा है और इसको कंपनी को ध्यान रखता है, इसलिए आप लोगों को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सर देखिए, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी रेज्ड बाय द प्रीवियस स्पीकर। सर मैं ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा। सर देखिए, जो रेजोल्यूशन है मैंने सारे ऑलरेडी वोटिंग कर दिया है। मेरा फैमिली का जितना मेंबर है सारे वोटिंग कर दिया है। ये जो कंपनी है, हमारा कंपनी का जो हम लोग शेयर कर रहा हूँ ना, इसलिए मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ। सर, ये बोनस शेयर अब संभव होगा तो सर बोनस शेयर इशू कीजिए, माइनॉरिटी शेयर होल्डर के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा। क्यों? रिजर्व फंड बहुत है, हम लोग चाहे तो इसको बोनस शेयर इशू कर सकते हैं। सर ये हमारा रिक्वेस्ट है। सर रेजोल्यूशन जितना है सेटर रेजोल्यूशन है, सब रेजोल्यूशन में जो अथॉरिटी हम लोग दे रहे हैं इसलिए दे रहे हैं कि हमारा कंपनी का डायरेक्टर स्मूथली काम कर सके और हमारा कंपनी का और आगे ले जाएंगे। हमारा कंपनी के ऊपर कोई शिकायत नहीं है। जितना डायरेक्टर से है, चाहे आर मूर्ति जी, आप जो प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है ये बहुत मूल्यवान प्रेजेंटेशन है। आप क्लियर सब कुछ बता दिया है। हाँ, इसलिए आपको प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए आपको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। सर देखिए, ये कंपनी का जितना शेयर होल्डर है, हम लोग 2 साल 1 साल का अंतर हम लोग एक फैक्ट्री विजिट आप करवाते हैं। तो हम लोग रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे ये कोविड के लिए 2 साल तो चला गया है, इस बार एक तो प्रोग्राम आप लोग बनाइए कि हम लोग जाते फैक्ट्री विजिट कर सके। और सर एक दिन के लिए मत कीजिएगा, बहुत कष्ट हो जाता है, जाने आने में बहुत टाइम लग जाता है और बहुत परेशान हो जाते हैं। इसलिए आप लोग रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे इस बार कोई प्रोग्राम करेंगे तो 2 दिन के लिए कीजिएगा सर। और हम चाहते हैं हमारा जितना कंपनी का एम्प्लॉई है, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर साहब और चेयरमैन साहब, आपका पूरा टीम कंपनी का एम्प्लॉई सब सुस्त रहेगा, सावधान रहेगा, ये भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ। सर एक चीज जानना चाहता हूँ, ये जो रशिया और यूक्रेन का वार चल रहा है, इसके लिए हमारा कंपनी के ऊपर कोई असर पड़ा है कि नहीं पड़ा है, इसको तो थोड़ा कष्ट करके बताएंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। सर मेरे को बोलने का मौका देने के लिए आप लोगों को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। मैं विमल कृष्ण सरकार कोलकाता से बोल रहा हूँ। सर थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Mr. Sarkar. My next speaker is Mr. Jaideep Bakshi.
Mr. Bakshi, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Good morning, Chairman. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Good morning, Chairman, Board of Directors, and MD. Myself, Jai, connecting from the city of Kolkata. Thanks to our company secretary, Mr. Sushil, and also to Susmita Madam, and the entire team for conducting this video conference in a wonderful manner and enabling the different contributions from the different shareholders from across. So, also Mr. our scrutinizer. Sir, a good presentation in the initial stages and is beautifully illustrated our company's activities as always. So this Mr. Sashi's introduction, who has a vast experience, will add much significant value to our board. So regarding the increase in borrowing limits for single operation of a company and for future project costs, I support all these resolutions and others also in the state. And also I convey my to our union representative and others involved for the continued effort in taking the company to new heights and remain the market leaders independently. Thank you and all stay safe and a happy Bengali New Year to all from my end. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee.
Mr. Banerjee, your mic has been unmuted. You may start the video and speak, please.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Banerjee, go ahead.
I don't know why it was late to.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, sir. Good morning. Very good morning to everyone. Myself, Amit Kumar Banerjee from the city of Kolkata. Respected chairman of the meeting and other board members present on the beautiful occasion, EGM of the company. The Tinplate Company of India Limited. Yes, definitely. Excellent management, a strong performer, steady growth, nice performance also made last year. It is good. Today, placed 6 resolutions, of which is one for increasing borrowing capabilities. I'd like to know, sir, kindly focus a brief views on the particular matter and also about research and development expenditure. Kindly share your views relating any new technology adoptions. I hope under the leadership of this management, our company will grow up, will do much better profitabilities near future, maintain relevant technology, able to make quality services, definitely keeping in mind about wealth creation policy to the minority shareholders. Our company already completed the centenary years also. We, being a shareholders, awaiting bonus, do try to consider of it to us. Lastly, I would say to thank all the team members, team managements, arranging such a wonderful, smooth video conference meeting today. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Myself, Amit Kumar Banerjee, over to you, sir, for further proceedings. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. So that brings us to the last speaker, and let me now answer some of the comments or queries. Mr. Ashit Kumar Pathak, thank you for your comments and support. You've raised a number of points on the borrowing from banks, why ICDs and non-fund based bank limits. Fundamentally, this is a very important project for a Tinplate Company of India. We need the flexibility of ensuring that the financing is efficient. As you know, steel and tin plate are volatile commodities. We need to protect tin plate while the execution of the project is happening. The commercial market, the funding market normally has its own restrictions, including on covenants, restrictions on repayments, etc. We as Tata Steel can provide that flexibility to ensure smooth execution of the project and ensure that the financing continues irrespective of the underlying situation. I would take there was another question which you had talked about, which is the dividend. I think it is appropriate to commensurate with the performance, though this is more an AGM subject, and I would have loved to talk about it in the AGM. But since you raised the question, I think the board considered all activities of the company, including its future cash flows, its projects, etc., and have thought that given the support and the loyalty and the help that the shareholders have given, the board has appropriately recommended the dividend. I don't have any knowledge or information on the merger. There is no merger on the table at this point of time. These things are considered by respective boards if and when these are taken on, proposals come. At this point of time, there's nothing on board. Mr. Aspi Pisania, I think you had asked for market shares. Our market share is about 47%. The domestic competition is about 30%, and imports is at about 23%. You've said why 500 crores is internal accruals. I think 500 crores is not the limit, but the baseline. As the company generates more and more internal accruals, it will invest the same in the project, and it will take lesser and lesser amount of any borrowings or debt. You've talked about, you had a contrary view on the dividend. I said that, we took everything into account. We've not gone overboard as far as dividend is concerned, but we have balanced between the performance of the company and the long-term requirements of the company. So we've tried to balance both ends and also meet shareholder returns. I think you would also have noticed that, or all shareholders would have noticed that the significant market appreciation that has happened on the Tinplate and the market capitalization has really grown significantly over the last 2 years. My point on your merger remains the same. Tin prices, like all commodity prices, have increased significantly, and that's been an inflationary impact on the company. And we are working to ensure that our tin overspend, or what we call as spend, our consumption is within control. And I think remarkable work has been done by the company in reducing the tin spend, which reduces the consumption. So irrespective of increase in prices, our net impact should be contained or minimized compared to a comparable situation a year back. Mr. Yusuf Rangwala, thank you for your comments. I think you've talked about company visit, which is again an EGM subject. I leave it to the management to decide and discuss. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, thank you again for your comments, support. You've talked about being independent. It is currently independent. I have no other color on this at this point of time. Mr. Tarak Kumar Chakravarti, thank you again for your comments. You have talked about AGM should be physical. Well, we take everything into account, as you would have heard in the last few speakers also. Some look at the video, some look at physical. We will have to take a view, but we will certainly consider what is most efficient and which can engage most shareholders, because that's the purpose of the AGM, and we will come back at an appropriate time. Mr. Sujan Modak, you talked about, thank you for your support, first of all, and you asked for what is the impact on the war in Ukraine. Fundamentally, the steel capacities in Ukraine and Russia is not there in the seaborne market, so there is a supply constraint that is happening, which has resulted in increased prices of hot rolled coil, which is the feedstock. We expect that the value addition will continue to remain robust in India for Tinplate. And I think that we are optimistic about it, but there is a challenge and a volatility that has to be managed. So I think that every business today, especially in the commodity space where Russia and Ukraine has been present, are looking at mitigating the risk on prices. I move on to Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. You talked about the COVID. Well, 100% of employees have been vaccinated on 2-dose basis, and we will be rolling out the booster plan as the announcement have recently come. Again, a question of physical versus video. We take all feedbacks and come to a conclusion. We will come to a conclusion on that. As I said, video enables larger participation irrespective of location, and that has its own advantage, subject to how the regulatory situation evolves in the next couple of months. Mr. Bimal Krishna Sarkar, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. Noted your points on bonus shares and factory visit. I have already explained the Ukraine situation. Mr. Jaideep Bakshi, thank you for your support and comments. And finally, Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee, you asked about the borrowing capacity, why, etc., and what's the view. I've explained earlier that this borrowing will be required because the project is a very large project. It is a defining project, and therefore we have kept an enabling provision for borrowing, and that will be available from Tata Steel at a flexible way, yet it is on an arm's length basis. I think there were some comments on the pricing of it. That is as per the related party formulation and arm's length pricing. We have to maintain that, which takes into account the company's financials, credit standing, etc. And it is independently validated. So that's how we have arrived at, and it is also benchmarked with the market for a project and a size of this nature. This project expansion will also be state-of-the-art technology, and I think it will make TCIL also future-ready as part of the entire Tata Steel Group. We note your comments again on bonus shares, and thank you for your support. So with that, I complete my responses to the speakers. I now authorize Mr. Kaushik Seal, Company Secretary, to conduct the voting procedure and conclude the meeting. The remote e-voting facility will remain open for the next 15 minutes to enable shareholders to cast their votes. The results will be announced on or before April 20th, 2022, and the same will be intimated to the BSE and the National Stock Exchange of India Limited, and also uploaded on the website of the company and that of NSDL. I thank the shareholders for attending the meeting and for their continued support. I also thank directors for joining the meeting remotely. With your consent, I and other board members would like to leave the meeting. I request all shareholders to stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much and goodbye.
The e-voting was kept open for 15 minutes, as had been announced by the chairman. We now close the e-voting process. I confirm that the requisite quorum was present throughout the meeting. The results of the extraordinary general meeting will be announced on or before April 20, 2022. With this, I declare the meeting as closed. Thank you.